The city we are living in is always keeping a harmonious balance, including buildings' height, position, area, and so on. And this balance is built upon the relationship among each buildings. The purpose of my work for this studio is to try to define this relationship. Basically, if we take architecture as a cubic volume, it could be defined by its floor area and position. So when I try to consider the relationships between buildings, I was thinking whether I can build a simple relationship by using these two factors. And then I came up with the idea that I could define the power of buildings. Since power is a kind of force to affect the architecture's attributes, I use gravity model to calculate the power. For instance, let's code buildings of this block from 1 to 11. And at first, we set number 1 as the target building. Based on the power formulation, P11, P12, P13 to P111 could be calculated. Then by adding up P11 to P111, we can know the power surrounding building number 1 as P1. With the same way of calculation, we can also get P2, P3 to P11. Then by calculating the average of P1 to P11, we could get the average power of this block. To achieve the balance, each building needs to change its area in order to approach to the average power. So the calculation of the new area is this way. I multiply the subtraction of the building's power and average power by minus k% and add a former area. With the only unknown factor k, this system enables each building to share similar power step by step, so as to simulate the natural balance of buildings. Here, different value of k create different systems. So how to evaluate different systems created by different k's? How to find a better k, or we can say a more realistic k? I choose Grand Bazaar in Istanbul, Turkey to test the system. Grand Bazaar have a history about 600 years. And during this long span of time, plenty of small-scale shops in this area have been kept a great balance. So I assume that this is a kind of correct site to test the system and to find a value of k. I run this system on the site of Grand Bazaar to check and compare the similarity with the original one and find a better value of k. Here is the screenshot of one of the many tests. After many tests, the best similarity were presented when k equals to 1.205. Then how to apply this system to real design? I try to make a generative architecture algorithm. In this algorithm, when we have a specific building, as well as the position and set areas of the others, the floor area could be generated automatically. This prototype is just the very beginning of this system. For the further research, not only the factor of area, but many others like facade, color, and so on should be considered. Thus a more complicated and a more comprehensive system could be built. And this system might be beneficial in the future architecture planning process.